Welcome to the Nohj Collage, hosted by yours truly, Nohj Ellis, where we talk gaming, God, and good music. Today, going to be talking gaming and God. I'm going to give you the top 5 games I think explore faith, philosophy, and morality the most. I'll skim over the plots of each game, so there will be some light spoilers, just to make you aware. And with that said, let's get into it. At number 5, we have Nier Automata. You are an android tasked with going to Earth and destroying the machines in an attempt to make Earth habitable again for humans or mankind. You'll hear the phrase glory to mankind throughout the game a whole lot to further drive home that point. But the thing is, not all of the machines are bad, and some even have their own scripts or motives. I love how the game explores existentialism, what it means to be, and if we can really decide things for ourselves. Is everything determined? Are we only motivated by external stimuli? Or do we truly have free will? At number 4, we have Final Fantasy X. So the plot of Final Fantasy X is confusing, to say the least. You play as a guy named Titus, a superstar and key player on his team for a sport called Blitzball, which is basically underwater soccer, and these games and tournaments take place in a high-tech city called Zanarkand. Titus is the son of Jecht, a man who was also a very famous, very capable blitzball player. Jecht had abandoned or disappeared from Titus's life about 10 years ago. In the middle of a blitzball tournament, a massive creature called Sin attacks and destroys Zanarkand. And in the midst of the chaos and everything falling apart and falling down, a mysterious man by the name of Auron grabs and whisks Titus away to another land called Spira. Once in Spira, Titus learns that Zanarkand was actually destroyed 1,000 years ago. And just to kind of fast forward things a tad bit, Titus meets a woman named Yuna who is on a pilgrimage with Auron and others to ultimately destroy Sin. I think the game really plays with the idea of becoming the thing that you're trying to destroy, and if once you become that thing, do you realize the perspective from the other side is the better one? For example, in the Bible, Satan is often depicted as the one who is stealing, killing, destroying, things like that. But has anyone, Christian or otherwise, ever stopped to ask why he's doing those things? Lately, I've been discovering more of the Gnostic Gospels, and I find them very interesting because they explore the idea of God possibly being the evil one for creating the material world. Again, I find that very interesting and something compelling to think about. Who's really the bad guy? At number 3, we have Diablo 3. You play as the Nephilim. The Nephilim is a hero who is tasked with destroying the forces of hell. You get to a point in the game where a general of hell's armies assaults heaven, which is powered by a thing called a black soulstone. The black soulstone contains the souls of angels and demons. Nephilim in the Bible are generally seen with a negative connotation. They're portrayed as the ones who disobeyed God and had sexual relationships with the daughters of men, or human women, basically. The Bible also says they were called men of renown, aka heroes, according to Genesis 6:4, so they couldn't have been all that bad, and I think that this game uses that terminology in an interesting way to explore that idea of the Nephilim not being all bad and leaning into their more heroic nature. At number 2, we have Plague Tale, Innocence, and Requiem. 2 games, 1 story. You play as Amicia and her younger brother Hugo, and you're essentially fleeing from 2 threats: the French Inquisition, as well as these hordes of rats of a mysterious origin. The Grand Inquisitor, basically the leader of the French Inquisition, wants to use and harness the power of the rats to take over all of France. I think this mirrors a lot of religious trends, especially ones from Christianity and Islam. You have actual threats like poverty and hunger, but instead you use those in combination with the threat of violence to establish religious control. A high degree of piety or someone who is considered extremely devoted to their religion is almost always associated with poverty or having little to nothing, and having a lot of things or being rich is generally perceived as evil. At number 1, the most Christian game I can think of is Doom Eternal. You play as the Doomslayer, who is on a mission to destroy demons that emerge from hell. It's the most straightforward Christian game that I can think of, but I've caught a lot of flack for calling this game Christian. Most of the feedback I've gotten is you don't see this in the Bible, namely the killing of demons. You don't see that in the Bible. And to that I say, what exactly is evil about ridding the world of evil? If demons are evil, right? According to Ephesians 6:12, there is this spiritual war that's raging all around us everywhere. And if you had the opportunity as a Christian to fight in that war, would you not unalive or off a demon? Honestly, I think the Bible's silence on this matter calls into question the nature, origin, and purpose of demons. So that's it for my top 5. What do you guys think? What's your top 5? Is there a game that I missed that might explore these themes and concepts better than the ones I listed? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to peruse the Nohj collage.